from the name of this class, and then we define the name of our class, right? And then if we have to pass out any values to this class, so we have to start write down one function that is having underscore underscore in it, and after this we have to compulsory pass out this self value, and after this self, whatever value, otherwise whatever arguments we have to pass out inside that class, so that we define here, and then we define this with the self dot body type. Then again this self will be replaced by whatever object we are calling. Okay, what we did here, look at here, we changed this object with nexon dot body type will show this SUV, right? That's why we have to write down this self here, and this is your first function. If you have to do any task inside that class, that's why you can create n number of functions inside a class. So this is my another function that is having test. Inside the test, I am passing all these self values. Okay, like this way, we create a basically one class object, right? And we saw the example of Fortuner, and then we also saw one example of house, and then example of number game, and then there was the one example of list parser. Okay, list parser. Now, what we are doing here, first of all, we are creating one class. Inside that class, we are defining our, first of all, whatever argument we are passing here. Okay, we are passing one argument here. After this argument, we have to play with this argument. Okay, now what we have to do? We have to do a parser. Okay, what is meaning of parser? That means inside the function of parser name, having name of parser, what we are doing, we are checking the whatever object we called here, that is having a self dot a, we are checking that type of self dot a is equal to list or not. If it is a list, what we have to do, we have to write down its iteration, we have to write down its elements, and that is we are doing here inside the function of parser. Simple, this is parser. And inside the next function, what we are doing, we are doing just a reverse of that whatever specific object, like I given this name as a reverse list, and inside the list I am passing this self. If type of self dot a is equal to list, then again what I am doing, that I am checking that it is available, it is having list or not. If it is a list, so write down in reverse order. Like that way we created this list parser. And I also given you one assignment on the dictionary. You have to create this one for the dictionary. Have you created or not? Tell me. Have you created or not? Tell me. What I told you, that you have to create this one for the dictionary dict parser. Okay. If you haven't created, then look at here. Okay. Let us start. First of all, what we have to do, we have to create one class, and define any name to that class. And I am defining that name to class, that is having dict parser. Okay, dict parser. Then I am defining one class, sorry, one function. Inside that function, I am passing init and self, and then whatever I have to pass, I am writing d. Okay. Now self dot d is equal to d. Now you know why we are writing this one, self dot d. Okay. That self will be replaced by our object, whatever object we are calling after this. Okay. Now look at here. We have to define one function. Okay. And the function having name of my keys. I told you that you have to create one function that is having keys, shows the keys of that dictionary. So we have to define this one. First of all, what I have to do that I have to first of all check that it is having dictionary or not. So how can we check it is having dictionary or not? By checking if type of self dot d is equal to what, dict or not. If it is a dict, what you have to do, you have to simply return whatever your object, whatever your data having, that you have to write down its self d dot self self d dot keys. We have to write down keys, right? And this is my first function. Okay. And after this I am going to define one more function that is having values, my values. My values, and inside it I am passing self. And then what we are doing, we are again checking that if type of self dot d is equal to dict or not. If it is a dict, then what you have to do, you have to simply return that self dot d dot values. Now this is the simple class that we created, our own class, for to separate the keys and the values of whatever any dictionary. Now imagine that you have to do a task in your company. Whenever tomorrow you are going to work on any company, there you have to do that one repetitive task. Okay. Then what you will do, you will create your own class. Inside that class you will pass out your whatever values, and you can separately check out that you have to separate the keys and you have to separate the values. On that time you can create this class. Okay. Now let us call this class. My dictionary is having the name. Okay. So my dictionary having the name, let us give him dict. What is our name of class? Dict parser. Okay. Inside the tag dict parser, what I am doing that I am going to pass few. I have to pass out how much values, tell me, how much values that are no, that are not two values, that is having only one key and pair, key and value. Okay. Now inside this I am passing one dictionary. What I am passing, and not one key and value, we have to pass one dictionary. One dictionary, it should be compulsory dictionary. Okay. Now look at this. I am passing my name is having Rohit. Okay. And then my Gmail is having ro at the rate gmail.com. Okay. And age is having 29. Okay. Now this is our dictionary object, that whatever our object. Now dict dict dot, look at this, what will this show me? Dict dot d, this will show me whatever value I am having. Now dict dot my keys, my keys will show me whatever keys I am having inside my that class. Now dict dot values, now there I am having whatever values there. Like that way we can create our own dictionary parser. Okay, now write down this one. Complement.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we have to start our next topic, that is regarding to inheritance. Inheritance means what we have to do. We have to pass our properties of parents to the child. That means first of all, look at here this diagram of the inheritance, whichever I am drawing here. Now look at this. This is having parent. Okay, this is having parent. Now this parent is going to pass whatever it is containing that to its child. Okay, that means whichever property is having this parent, that will be inherited to this child. Like that way we have to create our classes. Okay, now let us start. Now what you have to do, you have to first of all write down the topic name, that is having inheritance. Inheritance heading. Now look at here, I am creating one class. That class is having name of let us say give it name to the x y z. Okay, this is having x y z class. Inside the class I am defining first of all whatever my data is. Okay, self comma a comma b comma c. Now after this, self dot a is a, and next self dot b is b, self dot c is c. Okay, now I am creating one more function, that is having test. Inside the test I am just want to print out one thing, that is no, not self. Is this is my, tell me what is name of this class name.
XYZ.
XY, this is my XYZ class, otherwise this is my test function in class of XYZ. Okay, now similarly I am going to define one more test, test2 self. Simply I am going to print out same thing here. Now this is my test to function in the class of XYZ. Now this is our simple class, right? Now what I am going to do, that I am going to define one more class. I am creating one more class here. Look at here. I am creating one more class and I am giving him name as XYZ1 or XYZ2. Okay, and inside this class I am passing the properties of my parent class. Now tell me what is the name of your parent class XYZ.
XYZ.
Okay, now look at here, what will happen here. First of all, understood that this is our parent class, and what I want to do, that I want to pass out all these properties to the my child class. Okay, I want to pass out all these properties to the my child class. That's why I am defining one class, and whatever that name of child class, This is child class name. Okay, and inside this child class, I am inheriting the properties of parent class. Look at here. What I am passing here? Here I am passing x, y, z. Okay. Now let us execute this one. Now, okay, I have to define it. I have to pass. Now you know what is meaning of pass. If somehow I have to complete this block, okay, that means my class xyz is empty, xyz2. Now look at here. Now what I am doing, that I am directly calling this xyz2 class. Okay. Now c is equal to xyz2. Inside it, how much values I have to pass out? Tell me. Three values. Now c dot tab. Now first of all, it is showing me values of a, b, c. Now we'll call this test. Now what will print here? This is telling me that this is my test function in the class of xyz, but we are executing it in the class of xyz2, because xyz2 is the child class and it is having the properties of this parent class. That's why whatever properties available inside this xyz class, that is also available in the class of xyz1, sorry, xyz2. Look at here what we did here. We called the class of xyz2, and inside the xyz class 2 we passed these three values, because this xyz2 class is having the properties of xyz. That's why it is having same properties of its parent. Now c dot test2, it is telling me that this is my test2 in the class of xyz. Now let us do one more class. I am copying this class as it is. Okay. Now what we'll do, we will write down few more functions in the class of xyz2. Okay. Now function having name, that is test3. Okay. Inside the test3, I am passing values of self, and simply I am printing out this is my test3 in the class of xyz2. Now look at here, I am executing this class. Okay. Okay. Now look at here. First of all, I am only calling this xyz. I am first of all calling only this xyz. Now d is equal to xyz, and there I have to pass out how much values? Three values. Okay. Now look at here. First of all, tell me which class I am calling. Which class I am calling? No, class name xyz. Now not 2, only xyz. Sorry. Okay. Now look at here. Whenever I am pressing d dot tab, it is showing me only these things, only A, B, C, test 1 and test 2. Why it is not showing me this test 3? Tell me. Why it is not showing me this test 3? Because it is our
Sir,
child class.
because the
Class,
yes,
child class doesn't have the properties of, sorry, parent class is doesn't having the properties of child class, but child class have the properties of parent class, right? That's why it is not showing us. Now, okay, let us execute first of all this one. This is my test 2. Okay, now I'm defining s is equal to now xyz 2, and inside it I am again passing the values of 1 2 3. Okay, now look at here, whenever I will press s dot tab, now it is showing me test, because this is having the property of test 3. That's why it is showing here. Okay, now first of all, tell me that if you have any doubt here.
No, sir.
Tell me. Okay, then write down.
Done, sir.
Okay. Rajat completed? Okay. Now you know the what is meaning of this inheritance. That means inside the inheritance we simply pass out the properties of parent to the child. Okay. Now we have to look out the concept of the public, private and protected. Okay. That's mean whichever file we have to get the access, that should be allowed or not allowed. Okay. Now look at this. First of all, concept of public, protected and private. Okay. Now I am creating one class here. Okay. And that class is having info. Okay. Inside this info, first of all, I am defining my data. Okay. Inside this init, I am first of all passing, look at here, this values, name. Okay. Middle. Okay. Age name, age, and then I am calling the surname. Okay. Now I am having these three values. Now what I have to do, that I have to make it as a protected and private. Now let us see what is the meaning of this protected and private and public. First of all, self dot name is my name is public name. That's why that whatever data you are writing like that this way, that will be your public data. Now self self dot self dot self dot underscore name, not name. Now we are having age. Okay. Self dot age is equal to my age. Okay. Now after this, self dot underscore surname. Okay. Now this is my surname. Completed. Now what I am going to do, that I am first of all calling each and every function in the my one class. Okay. First of all, let us create one class that is having, okay, D. D is having the info of, now tell me how much value I have to pass out here. Tell me how much values I have to pass out here.
Three
First of all,
values.
I have to pass out my name. Okay.
Name, age, and surname.
Okay, great. Rohit, and the age is 29, and surname is a Sharma. Okay. Now this is my data. Now D dot tab. Now whenever I am pressing D dot tab, it is showing me only directly name. It is not giving me access of the age and the surname. Why it is not giving me access? Tell me why it is not giving me access. Because what we did here, we applied some filters, otherwise protections for the age and surname. For the age, we applied the, look at here. Now this is my publicly. First one is my public and second one is my only protected. Okay, this one is only my protected and this is completely my private value. That means I have the access of this is having public, protected and private. Now let us execute how to fetch all these values. Okay, if we have to get out, if we have to check the values of whatever we call, first of all let us execute this d dot name. It is giving me name. D dot not tab. Now one underscore and what is the name we are having? Age. Now look at this. It is now showing me after underscore. It is showing me after the underscore because this is my protected value. Write down. This is my protected value. This is my, tell me, public value. Now look at here. D dot. Now I am underscore. Now still it is not showing me the my last, that is having surname. Look at here. It is not showing me surname because it is completely private file. Now you should know how to access this private file. So that's why
Sir,
first
two
of all I have,
underscore.
sorry.
So we can use two underscore.
Yeah. But wait, I am telling you. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now look at here. Whenever I am pressing now two underscore, still it is not showing me. First of all, what we have to do, that we have to first of all call the name of our info. Look at here. First of all, we have to compulsory write down the name of our class and then info, and then now I have to write down double underscore. After double underscore, I have to write down surname. Surname. Now I will able to get this file because this file is having completely, sorry, this is having private.
Got it, sir.
Got it or not? Tell me.
Yes,
Because
sir.
this
Yes,
is
sir.
the basic
Yes,
interview
sir.
question. Like that way, he can ask you, he or she can be ask you to you for create one class that is having three values, having public, private, and protected. Otherwise, public, protected, and private. You have to remember this sequence. Which sequence? You have to remember the sequence of, first of all you have to write down public value because it is easy. Then protected, you have to write down inside your notes. For the protected, what you have to use? You have to use simply one underscore. And if your file is having completely private, then what you have to use? You have to first of all use single underscore your class name, C name, and then double underscore your function name. Not function name, your whatever your data, whatever your argument. Okay, like that way you have to write down. Now first of all write down this class. Have you written this one? Polymorphism. Tell me.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, now write down from this public, protected, private.
Done, sir.
Okay. So we will stop here and we will continue on tomorrow.